welcome to NextGen Tech Talk. Let's have the episode 7. We have Shreyas with us, and he's master in data security utilizing the AI models. So, Shreyas, welcome to NextGen Tech Talk.
Welcome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And thanks for your beautiful introduction about me. But as you mentioned, that master of data security, I'm not a master, I'm just a learner and a curious one interested in the artificial intelligence and the security
Oh,
around
that's
it.
fine. Yeah. Okay. So this is how I encourage people and professional that they are master of their work, right? That's why they are doing their job successfully. So this is how it is. So accept this. I understand, like everyone, even after 20 years, I am keep learning. Without learning, we cannot move ahead. Correct? Okay. So Shreyas, according to you, how you defined AI in our professional life, and then maybe we can jump to the actual topics.
Like if we talk about AI from the history and my experience, so like when I was in class ninth or 10th after my boards exam, I was just exploring stuff
Mhm.
and though I was not very much into tech, then I got to know there is something called as AI on which work is going on that can change the future in different ways, which can think and do something that will take a
Mhm.
long steps and long processes to do. So back then
Mhm.
I was not very much aware, but yeah, I was like introduced about the term. Then comes
Mhm.
the part like when ChatGPT was launched, I was about to give my JMAINS examination of 2023. So
Mhm.
that suddenly it became a boom, and
Mhm.
it was
That's correct.
a wonderful experience, and everything was so like quick that we could not like understand this too can happen really.
Mhm.
And
Right.
back then AI was just like you can say a short search engine, basically a curious data set, excuse me, a curious data set where you can search stuff and all easily instead of searching 10 places and
Mhm.
20 places. But since then, like in just a span of 3 years and 3 months, we are so ahead that now we can really do whatever we want with AI. Back then, AI was just,
Mhm.
in my opinion, was a helper. Then it turned into your productivity copilot, which can work with you.
Mhm.
And today, it is now in the front mode and running things from the first hand, and people are sitting on the back. That's the innovation that
Correct.
has happened in just last 3 years.
That's correct. So maybe we can define, like, if I'm a developer, so then I got the AI assistant, right? So developer plus AI is doing the job together. And as you have
Uh,
mentioned that it's the accelerator, so we get our job done faster, quicker, and more proficient.
saying that a person with AI is doing the work, I would say that work is being done by the AI and thinking part
Hmm.
is still with the human. But the concern is that as
Very
long
true.
as we are getting more into AI, a lot of people have
Hmm.
even stopped thinking about how to do, and they just ask every single
Lost.
thing, like even the smallest stuff with AI, and they have lost their thinking capabilities and are just blindly following the path of AI, which can be
Yeah,
harmful because creativity is
I
something that AI
agree.
cannot replace as of now.
Right. I agree. I agree. So very true. Because day and day night, I used to interact people, teammates, and like my clients. So most of the time, I found the same. And this is all about the perception, Suresh, right? The way we conceive things, even something which is going to help us as a tool or technology. So we need to decide, like, human first, right? So as you have already correctly mentioned that thinker, right? We should not stop thinking, right? We should not stop thinking. Uh, AI can do its own job, but of course, still the master and guidance will be ours. Okay.
Ji.
So let's quickly talk about a few things. which you are onto, right? So, what are some must follow practices before pushing AI feature to production?
The first thing that anyone should follow is do not push the environmental file in production. That's the biggest security risk that people are doing. I know a lot of people, even my juniors and classmates, who literally push everything into production. They don't know because they are
Mm,
not doing that. So that's the
mm,
thing. Like I can literally mark hundreds of repos of my college people who have literally
mm.
pushed their credit card details. They are like
Right.
you can say payment gateway details, which they have
Mm,
integrated in their projects, their API keys, their database links, their cloud details, everything in production,
mm.
which is the first and foremost thing that we should avoid. Second is that we should
Absolutely.
check the code that is there any detail that is hard coded, because that should not be the thing. Because
Mm,
majority of the people right now are just giving a prompt to like AI
mm,
to do this, and they don't even test the code properly and don't even like ask the AI to review the code for security practices, and they
mhm,
just push. So I've seen a lot of times that many AI assistants nowadays they are following the like practices, but initially they were not, and they used to keep every detail in the direct files only, and pushing any file into like
mm.
open environment is very harmful. Even though you have a private repository, but I think you should avoid, because this is not how you should
Absolutely.
work.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So, Shreyas, can we track this as a AI plus security or AI and security, right? And when we talk about the security, so it's more towards the data. So, as you have already articulated that, developers started sharing the critical data, for example, their credit card details and so on. So as per you or whatever you have practices so far, so can you highlight some of the to do which you do during utilizing the AI into development, where
Okay, so
yeah, where developer can avoid such data security breaches?
yes, so this is very funny. Like initially, you would have thought who will push the credit card details in production, but I know someone who
Mm-hmm,
was struggling with bill management and all for their AI subscription, and they just gave the credit card details to like their assistant in computer to fill the details. And
mm-hmm,
right now, even
mm-hmm,
the AI browsers are in trend, which is dangerous because they get access to all your data very easily. Especially like
mm-hmm,
there were some browsers, there are, though they are not very popular as they thought that it would be, but still a lot of people are
mm-hmm,
still using with their personal details like credit card details, debit card details, addresses, passwords
mm-hmm.
saved there. And a lot of these apps are not encrypted properly, so that is also a big risk for anyone. And the
Absolutely,
checklist that I
absolutely.
follow before like pushing any vibe coded production code into production is that I ask another AI to check the code. Like if I'm coding, let's assume from Codex, then I ask Claude to check the code and highlight all
Mm-hmm,
the security breaches that are there. Then I ask the GPT to fix it, and then I again ask Claude to check if they has really fixed it. So this is how like one should approach. And even after all those things, it's your responsibility to make sure that your code is not having any kind of security breaches in the production, because AI is not responsible for that. They can read your file, they can collect the data which is harmful in its own self. So it's your
mm-hmm.
responsibility to make sure that your code is secure,
Mm,
because you
that's correct.
have the access or the leverage of using something which can enhance your productivity. So it's your responsibility at the same time to not make it like disastrous for you. Like let's take
Mm-hmm,
an example of hemp. Hemp
mm,
basically लोग जानते होंगे उसको कहते हैं भांग.
mm.
Bhang in a small quantity is good for the health purpose. I know it's therapeutic, but if you take
Right.
in too much quantity, it's like disastrous for you and
Yeah, very
addictive
good
at the same
example,
time.
Shreyas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. So this is how we are placed as of now, Shreyas, like around the world. Uh, we understand. We go for this, like okay, something which is very helpful, and doing the work very quickly. But at the same time, we need to take care of all this data security and the other vulnerability, which can damage your business process entirely. So currently you have mentioned that multiple tool you utilize during your development phase. So is this a part of your workflow, or you are managing manually?
The thing is that I have to make it a part of my workflow because the level of work that people are getting nowadays to complete within a specific time frame is quite difficult. The
Mm-hmm.
apps which used to take like 6 months to build previously are now assigned to you to build in like 10 or 15 days. So it's impossible for
Mm-hmm.
you to build that
Mm-hmm.
because previously like 4 or 5 people used to do work on something and it used to take 6 months, and now people are
Mm-hmm.
expecting you to build in 10-15 days with just 1 or 2 players. So you have to utilize that. You don't have any option, and you cannot write the
Right.
code manually because previously people used to get a lot of code helps on Stack Overflow, but nowadays people are not using that as well much.
Mm.
So like you cannot
Yeah,
get much
since
help from
things
there.
are there for you as a ready-made stuff, right? Like earlier, I remember even 10-15 years back where we used to have some framework, open source framework. So we can very much utilize the libraries, right? So predefined, pre-developed libraries, and maybe you can customize further. So those are like small automation, but definitely that helps developer and make things quicker at place. Like you can go to production very quickly, whereas you are manually writing all the code your own. So yeah, I think it makes sense, Sreyash. um okay, so I have the next thing which we I wanted to cover. um you have already talked about the risk. Okay, so the hidden risk of AI, every developer must know. Still we need to figure it out. So do you have any list, or maybe which you can highlight that what all those hidden risks we should keep always in mind very
Your
particularly?
cognitive ability loss is the biggest risk that is there with AI, I believe. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you will stop thinking, no one can like help you or rescue you out of that loophole or in the dump yard wherever you are going. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know how secure the tech job is for after next 5 years, or like no one knows that, to be honest, and you don't know whether you will be in the job tomorrow or not, because the risk is and the job security is almost gone from the tech sector, which was there like 5 years back.
Mm-hmm.
So your cognitive ability should not be lost, because your cognitive ability will only feed you when this tech job won't be there, or you won't be a part of the tech and you want to shift somewhere else, because you have to feed your stomach. You cannot escape that. You have to
Mm-hmm.
feed your family, you have to pay your medical bills, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay for your kids education, so you cannot escape that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important that you should make sure that you are not losing your cognitive abilities because of AI. And the rest
Yeah.
is the data privacy is the biggest risk
Mm-hmm.
that is there.
Okay. Okay. So basically, what actually I wanted to engage you, or maybe get some insight. Like, many times we start developing things, right? Like as you have already mentioned, I think before we have started this episode, that if we are, caretaker of the data, right? What that mean is securing the data. So in that process, if we have done something, like returns are certain processes, like even the smallest stuff like encryption, or we have done something on the cloud level, right? So that nobody can penetrate to your code, or maybe a certain API where you are fetching the data and so on. Now, the problem statement is, who is going to do this governance all the time? because by that time you have moved your things to the production. Your the other counterpart who is trying to hack your data, they are also having this similar exposure, right? The same type of tool technologies, they can also build many more, models like this, where we are utilizing for the positive side of it, but they are doing it the negative side of it. So how you think that we should move to the governance side of it, and whose responsibility is this?
It's your responsibility because you have the job to do it perfectly. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot blame AI or someone else for your like failure, because the
Okay.
most important thing is that AI is trained on your data. So
Mm-hmm.
if AI is getting trained on your data, so they know what kind of mistake another AI can do. So it's very easy to like find security breaches and attack you, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay. So what I understood is you are trying to highlight that is the same person responsibilities who is building the technology or building the security interface, uh, and the same person should have the governance ability as well, right? So that day by day or on the regular basis this can be scanned and check that everything is fine there. Correct?
Yes, because see, government regulations and other stuff are already there in the market, but still hacking goes is there,
Yeah.
phishing is there, like dark web is there, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot blame
Mm-hmm.
that AI got all this. They were there previously as well, and people were getting scammed and fished because of this. So it's your responsibility that you should make sure that you are not falling into any of these traps, because
Yeah.
I get some examples very like often that a bank manager got scammed by a phishing call.
Mm.
So bank people are the one who has the job to make you aware about like what you should not do. And if the bank manager is getting scammed, then whose responsibility is this?
It's also a mindset shift, Shreyas, isn't it? Because we are in a race, and if your mindset is not appropriate, then definitely you are going to be first very soon. So it's nothing to do with your profile. Like, we suppose I'm a banker, I know about the data security and all, and at the same time, if I am getting out of my own role, right? And I have a mindset that okay, I should grow quickly by doing certain activity. Like, someone has given a link saying that okay, you got the first prize. Now immediately I have hit the link, provided all the OTP and other information, and I'm gone, right? So I think it's a mindset shift. It's not like where you are sitting at workplace and you are progressively thinking about utilizing tool and technologies and AI stuff, but at the same time your mindset should be there to understand the pros and cons as well. So definitely
Exactly.
whenever it's hitting you, you will be more aware and alert at the same time. Okay, we have talked about the developer side, Shreyas, but I must say that you have your leaders around you, right? Whether your boss or maybe skip or management leaders. So, according to you, do you have any message for those leaders who always talk about the AI, utilize AI? Because one thing definitely everyone wants is the speed. At the same time, that state you are saving the cost, right? So definitely everyone is going behind that. Now, have you ever seen that they also change their mindset at certain area? Maybe you can take some example that I have experienced this, but at the same time, they should think differently to secure that.
See, what I
Any
believe is that
anything.
see what I
Hmm.
believe is that everyone has a different opinion and different mindset. You cannot make everyone agree
Hmm.
with you. And the first thing is that whenever something happens, the person who is at the lowest level is the one who is the scapegoat of that. So it's your
Hmm.
responsibility to protect yourself even in the worst case, because you are going to be the scapegoat. So yes, it's your job to make sure that you are not getting into that trap. And for any management or anyone, I saw news recently that they're in a Bangalore-based startup. The
Mm-hmm.
company is asking question to the people who are finishing the AI quotas first, that how did you finish before others? So you cannot blame anyone.
Mm-hmm.
People, there are some people who are appreciating this, that use it as much as you can. Like today, only the CEO of NVIDIA said that if you are paying like $500,000 to a developer, and if he's not utilizing $250,000 of credits of AI, then that employee is not productive. So of course, the he's a seller, so he will never say that no, my product is bad. And at the same time, you can when you use it as much as you can, then people will ask you, where did you use it?
That's
So
true.
that's the
That's true.
reality, and you have to find a path in between that, make sure that everything is on balance, and just make sure that,
Yeah.
because times are tough and the job market is also tough. That's what I believe. So we should be
Yeah.
sure that we are not doing anything wrong that may cause our job. So that's what I believe.
Mm. That's true. That's true. Very thoughtful and informative uh, discussion. Or maybe what I wanted to say is you have very clear picture about the entire work process of AI. Serious. So I believe you are already doing good, and keep doing the good job. I must say that best of luck for your all future project and the engagement. Do you have anything at the last, because we are reaching to the end of this episode? So, do you have anything, any message for the developers or newcomers? They are going to join the industry very soon.
Protect your cognitive abilities, in simple words. Do not lose that to AI, because if you lose that to AI, you are losing in your life. That's what I believe.
Okay,
That's the only message that I have for people,
good,
because you don't know what will happen after
good.
5 years. So if you have that, you can
That's
do
true.
well in your life.
Good, good. So I believe uh, with this statement of shares, most of our viewers and specifically the younger one just joined the university and or maybe about to join the industry. So they are going to get some of the insight from Shreyas, whatever has been discussed here. So thank you very much, Shreyas. Thank you for your time coming on Next Gen Tech Talk. Viewers, just comment on the discussions. If you have any specific questions, do send us. We'll definitely try to respond all those questions. Thank you.